This time on R&B Racing, we unbox some new Orange Vises, put them together, and give you our first impressions of them, as well as a few hints along the way. Today, we're going to be covering a review of a product, or we'll start the process of reviewing a product. Going to do a quick unboxing. We ordered in some Orange Vises to put on our meal, and these are going to be the 22-inch, if I remember right, Orange Vise. We'll verify that when I get it open. But they actually came in 4 boxes. There was 2 Vises. I've got 2 boxes sitting here, both about 40 pounds each. This main box is 83 pounds, and then I got one more of these. Because I've got 2 of them, I don't know sense in showing you duplicates, but we're going to do this. And be honest, I've never done an unboxing as far as reviewing a product, but I guess let's just get started at it. We pretty much know what's in that box, so I think let's go ahead and open these 2 up. By the way, these came in today, and obviously I haven't even opened the UPS boxes up. These are definitely stapled. Right off the bat, there's packing peanuts. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I absolutely despise packing peanuts. And I think I'm going to have to dump it over to get the stuff out. See if I can scrape all these back in. Go ahead and open this one up. This one's stapled too. And more packing peanuts. Wow, we got a bunch of little boxes in here. Yeah. Got an Orange Vise sticker, and a little card talks about dual station, single station operation. I've never put one of these Vises together, so you'll be seeing it as I do it. Put those up there. And I'm going to go ahead and open this box up because I'm not sure if there's stuff in both boxes that we need or not. Well, this one didn't get packing peanuts. It's just a box within a box. Yeah, I think this is the same thing that was in that other one. Since we got 2 Vises, we should have double of everything. Okay, so let's just start opening stuff. I don't know. See what's in these things. Okay, so this, I really like the fact that it's all sealed up in packs. That's the center bridge. We'll keep throwing stuff down in behind me here. There's one of the hard face jaws. And by the way, I didn't mention it, this is a dual station that can be used as a single station as well. There's the alternative center bar. I'm going the wrong way. Fasteners. Very nice. The jaw faces. More fasteners. This stuff's well lubricated. I love that. In fact, if I've actually been looking for a good oil to coat parts with after machining that's not a heavy oil but definitely prevents rust, I'm open to suggestions. If somebody's used something out there that's working really well for you, I'll be honest, I'm not real satisfied with WD-40. It pretty well stinks at doing that, but I've also used some of the Schaefer's products. We at R&B Racing sell Schaefer's products. We will, some point in the future, we'll get into the machining coolants, and we'll talk about what we use here. We also do sell the Schaefer coolants to quite a few companies, and the Schaefer coolant does really well, but I'm not happy, and the feedback I've gotten from our customers on their oils, as far as anti-rust oils for machined parts. There's specific oils for that. It hasn't been real great feedback on their light indoor version of the oil. I think they call it Rust Stop. That indoor isn't real, I haven't had good feedback on it. The outdoor, I've heard really good feedback on it, but I just, we're looking for a lighter oil for when we're machining parts and just haven't found something. So if you, by all means, if you got something you're using you think works great, be sure to leave us a comment, let us know, because I'm definitely in the market for something there. But we got two jaw faces before I got sidetracked. Got us a hardware kit. Got the hold downs. They come with 6 hold downs. All right, so this is something we ordered in addition to the Vise. We ordered an extra set of soft jaws. Probably the very first thing you're going to get to see us machining is making some soft jaws for our machines. So we'll see how that all goes, but there's a pair of their soft jaws right off the bat, just an aluminum set. I'm excited to get some material in the mill and start machining those. We'll put those off to the side. I'm going to run through these other boxes really quick because I think most of this is duplicate. That's definitely duplicate. Pretty sure that's duplicate. Keep trying to open them boxes upside down. That's duplicate. That's another bridge for the middle. All right, so I think we've got everything right here. Put one of them together. Let's go ahead and open the big box. Oh, that was awesome. Cut the packing slip in half. More packing peanuts. I will say that considering these, in case you're wondering, Orange Vises in California, we're in West Virginia. These things traveled all the way across the country, and the boxes were in really good shape. So their packaging must work. Because this thing's so darn heavy, I'm just going to roll it over and dump it out. And I guess I dumped out all the packing peanuts also. So in case you're wondering, one of the reasons we really don't like packing peanuts, any of you that are involved in aerospace or aerospace machining or an ISO 9001, in particular an AS9100 certification, packing peanuts and companies like Boeing, Lockheed, a lot of the aerospace companies, they actually do not want you to use packing peanuts at all. And the real reason is they got a thing called FOD, foreign object debris. And packing peanuts are one of those items that can very easily turn into a debris that ends up into a final product. Like if I were to machine a part and put it in a box with packing peanuts and ship it to them, pieces of that material can end up embedded in the part, causing, ultimately can cause catastrophic failure on an airplane. So that's one reason you hear me fussing about packing peanuts. We never ship with packing peanuts. All right, let's get this body open here. Really like that molded insert they've got. And yet we've got a box within another box. I'm just going to dump this one out like I did the last one. Maybe. Thank goodness I got wood there. Boy, the pile of boxes behind me is stacking up. All right, so we got the main body is in a vapor wrapper. And I hate to, but I'm gonna have to dump it back out because I can't get my hands down around it. There we go. All right, so one thing I can say is they pack things very well. Again, I'm not a real fan of the packing peanuts, but they're making sure that nothing is getting to you damaged. And just looking at the wrapper, I see one place right here where the wrapper's torn. I very well could have done that just now, not knowing it. But other than that, it's pretty much intact. I was trying to preserve it just a little bit, but I think I'm just going to have to cut it open. There we go. Now we've got the vise open here. Tell you what, I'm going to actually leave it sitting on that paper instead of putting it on that wood. So now you get to see the vise, and man, it's a pretty vise. Okay, it is serial numbered on the bottom, and got everything down there. Now, one thing they do make for these, they make a system that uses a locking ball, so that you can mount the locking balls on your meal bed, and you can pull the vices on and off. And they use these dowel alignments in order to set it back down and realign it. In our application, we actually intend to put 2 vices on this meal and use the vices themselves as our not only use them as vices, but we're going to use them to hold our pallets and other fixtures. So once these get mounted to the bed, I don't know when they would ever come back off. So now, one thing I can say, I didn't find any instructions. We opened all the boxes. I tell you what, let me look at this other box. Yeah, I didn't see any instructions at all. So I guess they're anticipating you're intelligent enough how to put this together. I would like to think we can pull that off, but that I find that kind of odd that they did not put any instructions on it. So, from what I understand, we have to take this off back here, slide it out to put the mains in, and then this guy here we'll just fix in the middle. All right, so give me just a minute. I'm gonna get some tools, and I'll come back and we'll get this thing put the rest of the way together. All right, so I'm back and I've got some tools. I actually cheated and went and looked another video up from Orange Vice just to make sure I'm taking this thing apart correctly and make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. A couple things I do know that are really nice about this vise is the fact that everything's sealed and it's easy to take apart and clean out and put back. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart. One thing, they also put Allen heads in all the location holes, so you don't get any chips forming up in them. Makes it easy to take care of. But to take this slide out, there's one Allen head, it's 1/4 inch. Pretty much everything here seems to be 1/4 inch Allen head. I think there's one bigger one back here, but we just take this one loose. You don't even have to take it all the way out. You just take it loose, and the entire slide comes out. Just like that. You can see it definitely comes apart very easily. So we need to put on the 2 ends. Now these 2 ends, you can see they've got some holes there, which is where these set screws go in. And these have a plunger in them. Oop, throwing it around. But they plunge in and out. So I'm looking while I'm doing this. The front one has a plunger, the back one is a solid flat one. Again, I have to say, I think it would have been nice to have some instructions with this thing. So that mounts the back jaw on. Okay. And the front jaw. I'm beginning to think I should have put the center jaw in first so I'd had better success. Now these jaw faces, I didn't show you. This jaw face here is if you're wanting to use the flat face, hard jaws like this and like that. This side here is the one you use if you want to use the dovetails like this. The dovetails clip in there. We'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you the dovetails first, and then I'll show you the hard face. I got to decide I'm putting this thing together correctly. Yeah, just like that. Okay. So, let's slide this. Now, at some point we'll do another video showing you how to take it apart, but there are two Allen heads right here that you take loose that they have caked in grease. And there are, you take this back one off and you take these two out here, and that's what pulls the actual mechanism apart. But aside from that, everything in this is sealed, so you don't have to worry about chips and stuff getting in it. That was a big selling point for us in deciding to go with the Orange Vises. We'll latch this one back down. Make sure that I can put this together correctly. I actually think this front one's supposed to be flushed in first. Okay. And then put the front one on. And then we would take out two center bolts. I was wrong. I got to take out the not sure if you can see, but the holes are diagonal to each other. So I had to take out a different hole. bag. All right, so I'm learning something else. We got to take out an extra set of these. So you got to take out 4 of these because there are 2 other holes besides the 2 bolt holes. These 2 other holes are locating pins. And here's the pins. They just slide in. And boy, there is definitely a very good machine fit there. You can see the vacuum on them. Those pins like barely fit. Okay. Put that in. And we'll put our 2 bolts in. Oh, we gotta switch it. Okay, there we go. So that's the completed assembly. They say you can actually use the impact on this as well, that you won't hurt it as long as you're under 38 pounds. And this little impact here, or under 40 foot-pounds. This little impact here only does 38, so it works perfect for that. The way we use these vises, these dovetail faces, gotta get the right outline here. You just loosen these up. And then your face goes in. Now there's a locating pin on the back of these. So we just take that locating pin, you make sure it's in the right spot there. And then we tighten them down. And that puts your dovetail faces in. Yeah, that really works well. That's nice. All right, I'm gonna pop this loose and I'm gonna switch out and put the hard faces in and let you guys see what that looks like as well. So we'll swap that out. Okay. That. So you just swap out the jaw for the hard face, and the bolt is different for the hard face as well. And it'll look like we got another size Allen head. Okay, and then take this, flip it around, and I'm going to have to say, I assume they want you to flip the Allen heads around, because this face here is flat and this is a dovetail on this side, and I know they want you to have that detinted one on the dovetail side. So I guess each time you do this, you've got to switch between the two. There we go. I'm going to have to take this one out a little bit. I think I'm going to have to pop that out to get to it. Nope, there we go. I got it. All right. Switch the faces around. Okay. That's good. And then there's a cutout in the bottom of this to go around the screw head. I'm just going to finger tighten those because I actually don't plan on using the hard jaws very much. I plan on using soft jaws for just about everything. Once we get going, I'll show you what we're going to be doing. We're actually going to be making a bunch of soft jaws and machining them so that they've got the step in it, so I don't have to use parallels very much. But I did want to show you what this looks like. All right, so that's what it looks like with the hard jaws. These need to be tightened in a little bit more, but definitely very, very user-friendly and modular. I see these slots here with a bunch of screw holes in them. I genuinely can't tell you that I know what they're there for yet. I'll try to check on that and figure that out. I've also got some O-rings here that I assume are extra spare O-rings to go with the main slide in the bottom. And then there are two different style dowel pins. There's the standard ones that we put in here, and then there's this set that have a threaded hole in the end. I'm not real sure about those either. So I will try to figure out what those are and give you some more information on that. But overall, it's really a nice vise. It's very heavy, very well built. These are made, I think they call it Durabar, the casting that they make them out of. The fact that you can take that one screw in the back loose and slide the entire carriage out is really handy. A couple of the things that really got me interested in doing this was the ability of the dovetail soft jaw. I really liked that. And then the ability to do pallets. So what you can actually do with this fixture or with this vise, and probably that's what these are for. Now I'm thinking about it. These are probably for the dovetail that you would use with a pallet, because you would bolt it down so that it's actually dovetailed, and then you can sit down a pallet on top of this and then pull these two together, and when you pull them together, it would literally cause it to clamp onto the dovetail, holding an actual pallet fixture down, which is really great, because longer term we're planning on putting 2 of these in the mill, and one of the big projects will be making race lifts. And in fact, the material arrived while I was checking out, getting some tools and checking out the videos on it. But when we go to make those, we're eventually going to make like a 3/4 inch aluminum pallet so that I can just bulk load. And being able to use that attachment, I'll have to check and see if it's an add-on or if it came with it and I'm just not seeing it. But being able to load an entire pallet, clamp it in on 2 vices, it gives you modular. So we've got the ability to have one large open station. You don't have to use this center. So we can have one large station. I'll have 2 of them, so you'll have 2 abilities. You can have 4 pieces in at once. You can also have operated as a single station, a dual station, or operated as a pallet. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. I really like what I'm seeing, and yeah. So let me check out a few of these things, and I'll come back and see if I can give you a little bit of information, a little bit more than what I know right off, and we'll go from there. So I did some research, found a little bit better instructions. Hopefully I can go over a couple more things with you on this. First thing that I want to do is cover the difference in the set screws that go in the back of the jaw faces. There's the flat one and the one with the plunger. They want you to use the one with the plunger on the dual station setup. So like in this current configuration, this is set up as a dual station right now. They want you to tighten it down, and then they want you to back it off 1/8 of a turn on each one. And they want you to make sure that all the set screws come in from the back side. So this one as well, we would tighten it down, back it off 1/8 of a turn, and that just gives it a little bit of room to slide on the vise body itself. So that's the plunger question that we had. Another question we had was, I'll flip this up, you can see all these screw holes. I had to do quite a bit of digging. I really did not find any information on Orange's website about that, but after doing quite a bit of digging and figuring it out, these are for Mighty Bites. You can actually put Mighty Bites in, and the talons, if you like the talon bars, you can put those in there as well. I think that's great. I really like that. I wish I would have not had to go dig all over the internet trying to figure out what those were for. Some instructions would have been nice. One thing I really like about that is the fact you can put those Mighty Bite and talons here, flip the vise bodies around, set your material on top of the vise clamps, and then pull it together and make it work that way. I think that is very handy. I'm sure there's some other configurations you can use it with, but that's a neat little feature they've added. We just needed to have some information to know that they added that. So last thing I want to do is I want to run through the dual station versus the single station. That's pretty quick and easy. Obviously we can turn this and crank it in and out. Let me grab a 3/4 socket so I can operate this, and we will separate it out, and I'll show you how to make it a dual station or single station. All right, so I got our socket here. We can run this in and out. You can see we can run this as a dual station, just like this. There's a brake underneath this back. You can see they move independently of each other. When we pull this off, I've showed you earlier, there's a brake back there that you can use in order to hold pressure on this back jaw so that they move independently of each other. But it literally takes just a moment. All we have to do, pop the back jaw off, pop the front jaw off. Now, the thing I liked and what drew me to this vise the most was the fact that we can make either the front jaw or the back jaw fixed. So I like having the front jaw fixed because in the mill, you can have that front jaw fixed, it's closest to you, and then that back jaw is what's moving. You don't have to reach as far into the mill to be able to get to your work pieces. So to do this, we pull these out, these screws here. These screws here are just holding coverage in the holes so that other things don't get in and damage them. We then have our 2 dowel pins. We put them in. I do like the fact that these dowel pins are threaded so that if you need to put a screw in them to be able to pull them back out, you can. They want you to switch out, like I said earlier, we got to switch out the stationary for whatever vise body or clamp face we're going to use. We have to take out the station or the plunger style on the one that we're going to use stationary. So here, Once it's down, we just clamp that down. Once it's clamped down, it's tight. We then put our back one on. Again, tighten it down. And then they want you to back it off 1/8 of a turn. And I got to remove this center. Grab a appropriate socket. And I was thinking, all right, so now it's set up as a single station. We just run it in and out. So you can see how it's set up as single station or as a double station. One thing I will mention right here, if I need to close it up further, you can see I can only come to about right here. So if we want to close this up further, we pop this vise off. Slide that forward. There we go. So then we can actually slide the carriage back further and sit it down on let me just pull this off. We would sit it down on this next station here. I got to do this so I can get down here where I can see it. There we go. We drop it down. Snug it down, and now you can see we can close this gap up a lot more. But that pretty much covers the single station, the dual station, covers what the holes are. We've covered the dovetails. I think we've kind of been through everything short of pulling the carriage apart and rebuilding it, but Orange has a pretty good video on that part, showing you how to pull the actual mechanisms apart, clean them, grease them. The O-rings, I don't have them sitting out here. They definitely were spare O-rings, so when you take it apart, you can clean it and redo that. Guys, I think that pretty much covers everything on the Orange Vise. We'll come back after we've used it for a few months and maybe go through some of the things we like, some things we don't like, things we're seeing, and then we'll have a little bit more experience with the vices and the configurations we like to use and what works well. So we'll do that. We really appreciate you tuning in and checking these videos out. Be sure to leave comments. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, and that way we can judge what we need to do more of and what we need to do less of. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you can keep up to date with us. And also check us out on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. You can catch on what's going on in the shop and all the different things that come with that. So guys, we really appreciate it. We hope you have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.